Okay, and welcome back to the NYSSMA requirement continuation with levels 4 and 5. As you get to the upper levels, the sight singing gets a little bit more involved. So what I recommend is that you do rhythm practice. This way the one aspect of music would be done. And the rhythm vocabulary gives you, and it doesn't have to be this book, any book of practice, and even if in your chorus music or songs you like, to look at the rhythm and start to practice them. But the requirements are minimal for rhythm. You've got quarter notes, you've got half notes and eighth notes, and then quarter rests, and that's it for levels 1 through 4. When you add level 5 and 6, things start to change a little bit. In level 5, they get a dotted quarter note. And that has to be followed by an eighth note. Anytime you see the dotted quarter note, it's going to be followed by an eighth note. This rhythm is possible and 100% probable in levels 5 and 6. Okay? That's beat 1, 2, and. Or 3, 4, and. Or 2, 3, and. That's the only possibilities for that rhythm. Can't have that on beat 4. So that is a rhythm that's very possible in what changes from levels 1 through 4 to level 5. That rhythm alone, right there. The other thing that changes is the octave range goes to a ninth. Okay? So an octave range going to a ninth means you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, and la, ti, do up to re. Or, I'm going to move this over this time, the ti below do, very likely in levels 5 and 6. Okay, you will get that ti below do. Let me just time this so I don't talk too much. Okay, all right, so you definitely have a ninth range in level 5 and 6. Okay, they might speed it up on you a little bit in level 6. 5, not so much. Okay, but you have the range of the same keys. The keys, reminder, are D, E, C, D, E flat, F, and G. Got to know your keys. Gonna still have your steps and your skips and your fifths, which are called leaps. But this is when it gets a little bit busy. They're gonna add more intervals. They're gonna add watch me write this because it's descending. Okay, so I was trying to show you so, mi, do, descending. So, mi, do, descending, okay? So, it wouldn't be an E flat in the key of C, it would be just an E, so I'm just going to make these notes instead of keys right now. So, mi, do. Let's give you all the examples in the key of C. The other one it says here is sol to do descending, okay? Sol to do descending. So you could have sol, mi, do, or you can have sol to do. Skipping the mi. Okay, that's a fifth. Okay, so you can have just do to sol, though. That's it in level 5. All right? And then sol, ti, re. Sol, ti, re. That would be in the key of C. Let me get my purple marker out. G to B to D. Okay, so each key you have 5 different chances of the notes to be different in every key. And then also one more, do down to so. Okay, so this do here, or this do that's in over here, do could be either way. Okay, do, let me use this example here. Do down to sol would be a C down to a G. Same thing, C down to G. That's very low. Okay, that would be an alto range. But this C down to G would be this one. And that is do down to so. Okay? That's a fourth, my friends. This is a fifth, my friends. We have songs that help us with those kind of things. All right, and then the last, so ti, re, that's done. So the only difference in level 6 is that the ascending and descending fourths and fifths include the do to so up and the so to do down. Includes so ti re do. Includes so to do up, do to so down. But only that, okay? That's the common one. The uncommon ones in level 6 that you've got to practice are, how about re? 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. Re to so, that's a fourth. You could have that. How about mi up to la? That's a fourth. You could have that. Highly unlikely. These are likely, and I guarantee that they will be there. The other intervals get tricky because there is no fa to ti, okay, because it's not perfect. All right, so you're going to have a maybe one of little catches in there, one of little exceptions, and you don't really have to worry about that. What happens in level 6, though, is that they give you a new time signature, okay? 6/8 changes and rocks your world, because now the bottom number has changed. So your 8th note equals 1 beat. Totally different, okay? So you won't have that anymore, not in 6/8. You won't have that rhythm. You'll have different rhythms in 6/8. So we were talking about the tricky part of level 6, and that the 6/8 time, let me put a little 6/8 signature there, you would count completely different because 8th notes are involved now. They get 1 beat each, 1, 2, 3. You'll be seeing groups of 8th notes. 4, 5 is a quarter note. That's worth 1 beat now. And then a single 8th note will appear. That wouldn't appear in 4, 4, 2, 4, or 3, 4 time. All right, so go ahead, let her out. Missy wants to go out. And then you're going to add an MP in there, a mezzo piano, instead of just an MF. Very little difference between MP and MF, if you ask me. It's just don't sing it loudly. But if they do put an F forte in there, and they do put a pianissimo, and they put something like this, these are decrescendos and crescendo, level 6, you got to know what to do. How do you get from a forte to a piano? Well, that's not a crescendo, that's a decrescendo. So you have to know the order of your possible dynamics. That's it. 4 dynamics. Going from piano up to forte is a crescendo. Going from forte down to piano would be a decrescendo. Here, I'll use that piano there. All right, that's what you have to know for level 6. The only difference in level 6, let me just say it again, the ascending, descending, 4th and 5th can be any combination that is perfect, okay? You can't have a fa with T. Cannot have anything to deal with that because of the imperfection of that interval. But do, mi, and so can go up, do, mi, and so, or so, mi, and do, ascending as well as descending. And then sol, ti, re, according to this, sol, ti, re could go down. So you could have re, ti, and so. Unlikely. Haven't seen it, or haven't heard about it. See, the problem with NYSSMA, I'm going to tell you what it is. I get no feedback in 16 years. I get very little to no feedback. You guys go in there, you do your thing, you come back and say, okay, what key signature was in? And you're like, I don't remember. Okay, were there any difficult rhythms? I don't think so. How about the jumps? Were there, oh yeah, there was a jump. I know there's going to be a jump. I would like you guys to give me feedback because I've never judged NYSSMA. I don't want to be a NYSSMA judge. NYSSMA has broken many hearts. It's much a bigger deal in some eyes than others, and I just don't want to be responsible to do anything but be positive in a child's life. So, you know, I don't want to judge. So I haven't seen the sight singing examples. So I've written my own. The whole reason for this preparation to tell you is to simplify it. You have a range of 9 notes. If you're singing a song, your range is probably much more than 9 notes, and anything would be, you would have much more difficult rhythm. In 6/8 time, you're probably singing a classical piece in another language in 6/8 time already. Use your piece to learn how to sight sing. You've got to practice. If you don't have good rhythm, it adds an element. That's why I suggested the rhythm book. Okay? If you don't have good pitch, I'm suggesting pitch perfection. Okay, we're just going to go into a quick vocal demo quickly after this one. If you want to learn how to start in your songs and have confidence, I'm just give you a couple of quick tips for any level. okay, in a separate video. But I'm just telling you, the rhythm is the basic building block. You should be able to clap through your NYSSMA example of sight reading. It's only 8 bars quickly, and then you look for anything difficult, because step motion, skip motion is easy. You've been doing that for a long time. So that gets a little bit more difficult in that you have a few other elements to add, a little bit of more notes, a little bit dynamics, but nothing to freak out about, guys. Just be calm. The most important thing with NYSSMA is you keep going. You do not stop. I can tell you right now, you can't get a point off if you make one mistake that's so tiny and you kept going, because they can't take a point off for one little mistake. So just trust me when I tell you that it's easier than you think it is, and you can do it. I promise you that. But if you have any questions, this NYSSMA manual, this sheet that I've gone through with you just now, does appear in the manual. Marcus, if you do another zoom in on that, I know it's dark, I'm sorry it's dark, but just zoom in there and you'll see exactly what I'm showing you. They show you in the example here, the rhythm, what it looks like. And there was one thing I forgot, the 8th rest. You only need that for 6/8 time, okay? And the 8th rest gets 1 beat, okay? And there's the added crescendo and decrescendo I told you about. So I did cover in these last 2 videos, watch them both, all the requirements for NYSSMA, okay? And I'd like to say one more thing. Music changes lives. If you can be brave and do NYSSMA at any level, consider yourself, how shall I say this? A brave person is one that feels the fear and does it anyway. So if you go in and sing a song and do an 8-bar thing of sight reading and just do it, you've accomplished something. And you should feel good about it. Just singing in front of a stranger could be something hard for you to do. So just do it. If you're at upper levels, you've done this before, just go in with that same confidence. And we'll talk about that in the last video that I'm going to do today. I'll see you later. Thanks a lot. Signing off.